Somewhere in your home, a tall metal tank stands quietly in the dark. It is full of water, and that water is hot. Right now, you did nothing. You turned no knob. Yet the moment you open a tap, warmth is waiting. How does a water heater keep that water hot, hour after hour, ready before you ask? Let us slice the tank open and watch the heat move. Inside the metal shell sits a steel tank, holding around 40 gallons of water. Around it wraps a thick blanket of foam insulation. 2 pipes enter near the top. One brings cold water in, the other carries hot water out. That is the puzzle. Cold and hot share the same tank and nearly the same top. If they simply mixed, every shower would turn lukewarm. So the heater does something clever with where the cold water goes and where the hot water waits. Follow the cold inlet down. It does not stop at the top. A long plastic pipe, called the dip tube, carries the incoming cold water all the way to the bottom of the tank. There it pools, beneath the warm water above. This is the trick. Cold water is denser, so it sinks and stays low. Hot water is lighter, so it floats and stays high. The two settle into layers and barely blend. The heater is protecting its hot supply. Now the heat. Most tanks heat from the bottom, where the coldest water waits. A thermostat feels that temperature through the tank wall. When the water drops below its target, often around 120 degrees, the thermostat calls for heat. In a gas heater, it opens a valve and lights a burner underneath. In an electric one, it switches on a metal element that glows inside the water itself. Either way, energy begins flowing into that cold bottom layer. Watch the gas burner. Natural gas flows out through a ring of small ports. It mixes with air, and a pilot light or a spark sets it alight. The flame burns blue, a sign that it is clean and hot. It licks the steel underside of the tank, and the metal carries that heat straight up into the water above. The bottom layer starts to warm, but the flame has far more to give, and most of it is about to rise. The burning gas is not finished. Its hot exhaust must escape, so the tank has a hollow pipe running straight up through its center, called the FLUE. The scorching gases rise through it on their way to the chimney. Inside that pipe hangs a twisted metal strip, a baffle. It slows the gases and swirls them, so they linger and surrender more of their heat to the FLUE walls. That warmth then spreads sideways into the water surrounding the pipe. As the water near the bottom and the FLUE warms, it grows lighter and it begins to climb. Cooler water slides down to take its place. This slow churn is called convection, and it stacks the tank in layers. The hottest water gathers at the very top, exactly where the outlet pipe waits. Without a pump, without any moving parts, the heater sorts itself, warmest on top, coolest below, always keeping the next hot draw ready and waiting for you. Now you open a hot tap upstairs. There is no pump pushing the water out. Instead, the cold supply line is under pressure from the street, and it presses in through the dip tube, filling the bottom. That incoming water has nowhere to go but to lift the layers above it. The hottest water at the very top is shoved out the outlet, up through your pipes and out the faucet. Cold sinks in below as hot leaves on top. But the supply is not endless. Every second you run hot water, more cold floods the bottom. The warm layer thins from below, and the boundary between hot and cold creeps steadily upward. Run it long enough, and that cold front reaches the top. Suddenly, the shower turns cool. Now the burner must work hard to reheat the whole tank. A wait called the recovery time. This is why a long line of back-to-back showers can run a tank dry. Hot water and bare steel are a bad match. Over time, the water would rust the tank from the inside until it leaked. So engineers add a quiet guardian, the anode rod, a long rod of magnesium threaded into the top. Magnesium corrodes more eagerly than steel, so the water attacks the rod instead of the tank. The rod slowly dissolves, sacrificing itself year after year. Replace it in time, and the tank it protects can last far longer. Heating water inside a sealed steel tank is a powerful thing. If the thermostat ever failed, the water could overheat, and the pressure could climb toward dangerous levels. So near the top sits a safety device, the temperature and pressure relief valve. If either one climbs too high, the valve snaps open and lets water and pressure escape through a pipe to the floor. It is rarely needed, but it stands guard, turning a possible rupture into a harmless trickle. Between uses, the heater simply waits. The thick foam jacket traps the warmth, so the water cools only slowly through the night. But it does cool a little. When the thermostat feels the top of its range slipping away, it fires the burner for a few minutes, tops up the heat, and then falls quiet again. This gentle cycle, on and off, is why hot water is always there, and why the heater is always quietly sipping energy. So, the whole chain. Cold water rides the dip tube to the bottom. A thermostat senses the chill and lights the burner. The blue flame heats the steel, and the hot exhaust climbs the central flue, where a baffle wrings out more heat. Warmed water rises by convection and stacks hottest at the top. Open a tap, and street pressure pushes that hot water out while cold refills below. An anode rod guards against rust, a relief valve guards against pressure, and insulation keeps it all ready. A tank in a closet, full of warmth you forgot was even there. No pump, no fuss, just cold sinking, hot rising, and a small flame keeping watch. The next time the shower runs warm before you are even fully awake, you will know the quiet machine that made it. This was the Cutaway. We will slice another one open soon.